Vibes. Uh, Over the past couple of years, God has shown me different dreams, multiple dreams, where I'm running a race with a group of people, and one by one, they start running out of gas. One by one, they start to stop, literally right before they get to the finish line. And so, this first dream I'm gonna share with y'all. In this dream, um, we're climbing these stairs, right? We're climbing these stairs. Me and God are walking side by side. In this dream, God was this guy, right? Nice looking man. I've never seen this man before in my life, but that's who God was in this dream. And so I'm climbing these stairs with this man, and it's other people. It's people a couple steps back from us, and we're all climbing these stairs. But me and God is kind of we're towards the top of it, and I'm probably maybe not even 4 steps away to reaching the very top, probably 3 steps away from reaching the very, very top of the, our destination, because there was nowhere higher to climb after that. And I got to a point where I got so tired, and it was taking everything in me just to take one more step. And I remember the last step I took, and after that, I knew I couldn't take another step. I was, I just didn't have it in me. I tried, and I knew I could not take not one more step. I wasn't even physically able to in the dream. And so when I reached that point where I was running on E and I couldn't take one more step, even though I saw we were literally a couple of steps from reaching our destination, I just couldn't. I couldn't. And so on the stairway that we were coming up, it was actually, it was a wide staircase, right? But it was separated by those little ropes. You ever seen those ropes to separate paths? I think I see them in the movie theaters or whatever. So it had those ropes that separated the staircase in half. So the section that we were walking up was narrow, but there was another side that was roped off. And so when I got to a point that I couldn't take not one more step, and I knew and could sense people that were walking behind me, I didn't want to slow them down. I didn't want to be in their way. So what I did was I sat down on the step that I was on, and I scooted over on the other side of the rope because I didn't want to be in their way. And I thought, I was doing the right thing, the noble thing, to make sure that they still, they were able to continue up without me being in their way. And so anyways, God continued walking up the staircase. And when he got to the very top, he looked back and he saw I wasn't, because I was walking slightly behind him, but on the side of him. And when he got to the top and he saw I wasn't there with him, he went right back down to where I was. He scooped me up in his arms and he carried me the rest of the way to the top. And he held me when we got there because I was so weak and I just needed him to comfort me. And that was the dream, y'all. Oh my God, that was the dream. And I remember waking up from that dream just feeling amazing. I was like, God did tell me shortly afterwards that he was the guy. Cause I was like, God, who was that guy? It's like, that's me. I'm like, oh, okay. But cause yes. But so a lot of y'all are at a place where you are exhausted. And it's not that you want to quit, it's that you don't know how to continue because you literally feel like you don't even have it in you. You've been doing this for a while. You have been pushing as hard as you know how to push, and you just reached that step where you feel like you can't take not one more step. You reach that point where you feel like you cannot make not one more step. Right? When he gave me the dream, he was basically showing me and showing us that we were not created to do this without him. When you are weak, he is strong in you. Okay? He did not expect you to do this on your own. I thought I was doing a noble thing by sitting down and getting out of the way so I didn't be in anybody else's way, because I didn't want to cause them to stumble. I didn't, the stairway was narrow. It wasn't space for me to be sitting on the steps and people are coming up them. I had to scoot over and get out the way, right? And on the other side, that side was basically dead with nobody walking over there. It was actually even a little darker. The stairway we was on was well lit. But God, if you have been feeling like this, God wanted me to share this dream. This is an old dream. I think I had this dream probably sometime in 2019 or before 2019. But if this is what you've been experiencing, God has not left you, nor will he ever leave you. He hasn't given up on you. He doesn't think less of you because you're struggling. He doesn't think less of you because you feel like you don't have the strength anymore. And because you feel like you had to sit down for a while, he does not think less of you. When he turned and saw that I wasn't right at his side and I wasn't right up there with him, he came right back down those steps and he picked me up and he carried me the rest of the way. When we are weak, he is strong. You have to ask him for help. You have to tell him you need his strength. You have to ask him. It's sometimes where, y'all, I may be struggling and I'm like, Daddy, I need your peace today. I need your joy. I need your strength. I cannot do this without you. I am not strong enough to do this without you. I need you. This is too great for me. I need you. I desire to please you. I desire to get to where you're trying to take me, but I cannot do it within myself. I don't have the strength by myself. I'm running on E. I'm running out of gas. Daddy, I need you. Oh, man, y'all. That has been a heavy, heavy burden I've been feeling the last couple of days. And so this dream is super old. And the other ones I'm going to share later, they're a little old too. And sometimes I wonder, like, is this, you know, if it helps one person, that's all that matters. And the enemy does try to play sometimes and probably even make me feel like this stuff doesn't matter or it's not helping. But if it helps one person, that's all that matters. So if you've been struggling with wanting to give up, know that God doesn't think less of you. And he will meet you exactly where you are. And he will give you the strength you need to take the steps that are needed to get to the top. Because literally I think 3 steps away. I was right there. And like I said, I had multiple dreams similar to this, but I don't have enough time to share it on this video. So I'm going to share them separately, one by one. Y'all, I forgot to mention, once we got to the top of that staircase, there was a king's chair sitting there, right? So there's a chair sitting at the very top of the staircase that resembled a king's chair. And so once God carried me to the top of the staircase, he went and sat directly in the king's chair and he held me and we rested. So I just needed to add that because that was very important, that God wants you to know that you will have rest. He will make sure of it, that you will have rest. So once he carried me to the very top, he sat in the king's chair and he rested, we rested, and he comforted me as well. So be encouraged because he said you will have rest. He promised that he will give you rest. One by one. But y'all, we are literally right there. And if you're feeling like you're at your breaking point, remember I said God showed me that we're going to experience a death and a resurrection. So you may feel like, oh my God, I don't have anything left. But you have all that you need. You have God, you have all that you need. So ask him for some strength. Ask him to give you his strength, his joy, his peace. All right? And be intentional about pouring into yourself. Be intentional. It could be the smallest things. If you have confessions you used to speak over yourself, start back speaking those things again. Start back speaking your confessions over yourself. And laughter. Y'all, I love to laugh. I love to laugh. Laughter is like medicine. Watch some of your favorite movies, funny movies or something, but do something Be intentional about pouring into yourself. Okay? Pray, tell God you need his help, but be intentional about pouring into yourself, all right? All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to share that for whoever it was for. Just know that God is with you and he's not upset that you're struggling. He's not upset at all. He will meet you exactly where you are and pick you up and take you the rest of the way. But you have to go to him and you have to know that he loves you, and the enemy will sometimes be in your ear telling you the opposite. Calling you weak, calling you this, calling you that, or making you struggle with your beliefs. And then you think God is mad because you're struggling, but no. God says cast your cares on him. Make sure you leave the door wide open for him so he can come in and do what only he can do, okay? He will help you. He will be your aid, your guide, your strength, your everything. Your everything, all right? Okay, y'all, I'm going to share the other dreams on a different video, but this was one of the first ones I wanted to share, all right? And the main message is you cannot get there without him. If you are feeling weak, that's okay. You aren't created to do this by yourself, because then how would he even get his glory? This path, this narrow road is not easy. You are not created to do this by yourself. He knows you need his help, and that's okay. You're going to need his strength. When we are weak, he is strong. That's okay. It's biblical, all right? All right, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.